We actually fully crashed there. Okay. Delete. Delete. We'll keep the print string. Create advanced sessions. On success, we're going to join. On fail. I'm still lagging quite a bit. Computer is not liking me today. Player. We'll promote this. So we will use this. I'll actually throw that up here too. server name from here. We need to filter so we're not searching through the whole internet for everything. I'm just stealing some nodes real quick just to speed this up. So we don't need this. We are going to need this, so. But just not this second. We'll leave it in there. We want non-success. Then we want our scroll box. That didn't promote. Promote that. So you can get it. We're going to add it. We should have a clear, but we don't really care at the moment. And we really need to load back into the lobby scene. I know why that is. It's a collision issue. Because we're in editor, we can actually see what's going on when I click. It is failing. I know it's going through. Okay, let's get rid of the force loop for a second. Or actually, let's just do the complete there. See what happens. Okay, it added it. Now it's gone through it again. Instead of clearing every single time I just spammed it, it just added a new one. So now we could do in here. On click. One second here. So back here, we need to expose so we can see it back in the lobby. Refresh. And every time we click that button, we're going to want to clear the list so we just don't have duplicates. Clear child. You know, if I spam it enough. So I don't think it's finding anything. On complete, so that's when it finishes everything. Wow, max results 0, so it's never going to find anything. No, trial and error. think the reason it's not doing it is because it wants Steam. I'm pretty sure this one's not going to find anything because it's the exact same Steam account. See you. Okay. So we know that this is semi-working. We know we can jump into a game. We just need to get it to find the game and populate the information. Let's see what's happening. Nope. There we go. I found it. And I've actually joined to it. Took a few seconds. But there I am. And somewhere off in the distance is a motor spinning in the world. Okay, so let's try that again. So we got this one. We'll check that. Let it sit for a second because it just randomly popped up. Mark, set, go! see, that definitely isn't perfect at the moment. But hey, at least 2 players are on. Okay. So I wonder if there's a way that we can speed this up. Probably not. No, so it's just going to take a while to populate. Okay, so from here, so we're going to try and do all the code in here and just send information over. So then the widget's just kind of just a placeholder. Just want to get a copy, maybe. Oh, we can get. There we go. The name is going to be the server name. Found, I guess, we'll create it. Host this one, and then we'll search. 3 days later. I know I did click the button, but it's probably failing to find the name. Oh, see what I did? Okay, we'll host over here, and we'll do find over here. As soon as it searches, it finds it. Game 1. Is that what we named it? Yeah, Game 1. So there's the server name. Now if I click on it, we should join. And there he is. We've joined. Cool. So now so that's that. Let's just promote this, and we'll call it server info, or not. So as it's going through and creating the servers, we'll just save that, just to try and keep it a little bit cleaner. That's the only purpose of it. This here is going to get a little bit messy. What else can we get from here? So we can get ping. What else? Max players. Current players. So we're not going to use that. But what we will do is go back to this widget. We already have this. We'll promote it. We'll call it Max, or call it Players for now. And then we want ping. Promote that. Go back to here, and we're going to set it all. And players. Promote. Ping text. Make sure that we can get it through so we can actually see it in our other widget. So when we create this, we're actually going to be setting these variables. Just so then we don't have to jump back into here every single time to see what code we're running. All we're just doing is just setting the basic names. They're being set, we can see it. When we do click, we'll actually call that back into the main widget, to the joining and everything. Because I would like to make it kind of like Rust, where they have, when you click on the server you want to join, it pops up a menu, and then it actually gives you all the details and like who's hosting it, and if there's a password, you can put in the password. Dedicated servers are awesome, but it's even better if players can just host their own games. Okay, so we'll go back here, refresh this, so it'll give us more options. Okay, ping, just drag it in, it'll convert. Probably put this into a pure function or something. We'll do a format. Players, and then we'll do max players. So the current players and the max players. So by all rights, this should give us some logic already. So host on that screen, come over here and find. Wait the 3 days for it to actually find it. And there we go. Game name. You gotta love when your mic randomly turns off. So we get the game name, we get the players, and we got the ping. And if we refresh it, there we go. So now what we want to do is let's leave that at the moment. Won't play around with it too much. But what we will do, let's just make this look a little bit cleaner. let's make this a little bit better. So we get the host button. Let's create a little window for it. And we'll wrap this in a border. Just so now we have a background of it. So when we push play, we can actually see where it is. Let's go to fill the screen. We're going to go for the average size. Let's just make that a little bit darker so it's not as bright. So we kind of got this so we can drag it. But what we want is this to be so I got the horizontal. So if I add in another vertical box, throw all this into the vertical box, then, yeah, no, it messes up everything. Or maybe we'll just quickly start over and actually just create it. So we'll start off with a canvas. Just so we got some type of background. Then actually, let's look at something. Not sure who's watching, but leave a comment so I know who's viewing. And I can say hi. Unless you want to lurk in the shadows, that's fine too. Overlay. Can add image. I'm just copying what I've done before. So I like the layout. another widget that's going to be a button. So we can have a universal button for everything. So in here we'll just add a button. Actually, I'm going to cheat on that too. I'm just going to go grab the widget. Point this to a variable. And then we need actually, you know what? So just making all this over again, let's just. This is what it is going to look like. Instead of putting a bunch of time into it, I can just drag it over. So we got the name. We'll fix that in a second. So that'll be the server name now. The map, we'll leave that blank for right now. And we'll do the exact same thing for players and password. bool. And then we'll add one more. That will be string. Has password. Password. And then this one down here will be the actual password that was set. And there's a couple ways that we could do this. We do, if this is empty, actually let's steal this, put it into a string, gotta go there anyways. Then if we do the equal equals, equals, we can leave it blank. If it's blank, have a, it should come back with false. And then whatever the password is. So if there is something in there, then it will say, okay, it has a password. If it's not, then it won't come up with that. What we can do down here, let's get another one of these. We're going to call it password. Now we need to get the bool for has password. Just copy and pasting just so I don't mess up any spelling. So if it has one, then we'll set the password. If it's false, then we'll just continue doing what we were doing. Then in here, we will take this image, we'll set the brush, but what we're going to do is put it on a branch and promote that to has password. We're going to send that through so it gets updated. If it does have a password, then we will set, I think it's a tint, set to green. So green if it has a password. And we'll do the same thing. And we'll set it red, or I guess it should be the other way around. So if it has a password, we'll go red. And then if it doesn't have one, then we'll go green so you can connect. Okay. And then here we want to do a check to see if it has the password. If it has the password, and then we click, we don't want it to do anything, we want to do a text window or something. If false, we'll just join. So back here, we need this here. Actually, let's just promote, just to try and keep stuff clean. Server has password. Server has password. We'll give this some space, and then let's quickly just fix. Now we will add this back in here, and that back in there. Because we don't have that button anymore. We have this button. So we got the server that we're filtering through, so we're looking for. So when we try and find a server, we're not searching for every single server in the world. It has a filter to it. We are setting the server name. We're checking to see if it has a password. And then we're doing the password. We're not doing anything with that other than just setting it here. We're not getting it. Well, we are getting it, but we're not letting the person that's joining the server be able to input it yet. So that's that. Let's see what happens. Beautiful white screen. That is because it's really a question. Let's quickly change some colors here. Okay, the image. Darken that a bit. Actually, let's just make it black. Push play. Full screen. We have the FPS, but we have nothing else because it's all hidden, isn't it? Hidden. Because I had buttons up here. To show it. But we don't really care about that at the moment. So let's just go back to here. We are going to visible. We don't care about that. And we want this to be visible. No, we don't. Technically, I'm pretty sure that that's searching. You know what, that's fine. We'll see what happens. Okay. Almost there. This here to be visible. Uh, 69 players. Has password, that's its visibility. Okay. So now if I come over here, and we don't have the refresh hooked up. Button, on button click. Oh, we do. Never mind. Let's go back there. Let's get rid of this for the moment. So you really don't need to see it. And that clap should work. That doesn't do anything at the moment. So let's create. And it's too big. Why? It's there. Okay, so we'll create server. We'll wait. So the question is it failing somewhere? Click it again. It'll search. Goes through. But I believe, well, there's one issue. Something I do quite often. Is forget to connect stuff. So we'll refresh. And just wait to see if it comes through. But it should go false. I feel like on completion because there's only one server, but I don't. It's one of those things. It's just lots of trial and error. As password not found. Because it was not found. we need to go and just continue what we were doing and bypass everything. No, it'd help if we were on. Okay, server name not found. So why are we not finding the text? So what we could do, let's do some print strings. So not found, we'll get that to print. We don't care if it's found because it'll just show up. And try again. So I'll type in server name. Type in the players and create. So now make sure we're on debug and we'll go. And I wasn't paying attention to see what it did. Waiting for it to search and find it. And we failed. No name. So it is not getting this here for some reason. Okay, let's just hard code that in. We'll call it King Game. Just to ensure that we don't have another issue and it's just still not finding the name. Okay, so server name, server name. What have we changed? I think what's happening is on complete. We just need to say fail. Or it wouldn't be fail because if it fails, it'd come down here. So what I'm thinking it's doing is it's looping through everything. And it's not finding any servers. Because it's not finding any servers, it's completing with nothing. Now we just kind of got to backpedal a little bit. Hey, how's it going? I actually just figured out where all these noises are coming from. Streamlabs, it makes noise, but it doesn't let you know where it's coming from. But hey, how's it going? Sorry that this is a little bit boring. It's just repetitive stuff over and over and over again. But in the next few days, we'll get into building vehicles and actually putting them together and a little bit of sneak peeks. There we go. So we got King Game, one player, ping, and it does not have a password, so it's green. And we disconnected the player count. Give me just 1 second so I can figure out. It's not coming from here. It's not coming from here. So I really do not know where these notifications are coming from. Every once in a while it just makes a sound, but it doesn't show where it's coming from. It shows 2 viewers on Twitch. Welcome. If my voice isn't loud enough or anything, just let me know. But, okay, let's go back to here. We're going to add in the server name again so we can try and set it. So, game server 1, we'll create. Back here, we'll do a refresh. And after a million years, it did not get the name. Okay. So, wonder if it's just get text. I'll even just enter it. King create. I got it. So let's just get the text. Okay. So let's delete that, delete that. We'll grab that, put that in there because it's the same thing. Get the players. So here we'll do 69 players. Server 1, and then create. And then over here, let me open up another page to give some background light. Server 1, green, 69 players, there's 1 player in it, and the ping. So that all works. So, let's start doing some stuff with the password so we can set that. We're going to make a bind, create a bind for this. And in here, we need to get it. Then let me just reference. We're going to do a has password. Now we want to do we'll rename it in a minute, but we need to promote that. Or no, we could use has password, couldn't we? Because in here, okay, so we're doing has password over here. Let's just go there. That's server. So by all rights, we could do that for the bind. Has it, we're going to do clicked. Doesn't, we're going to do un. Sorry, I'm just thinking about what I actually want to do here. Because there's another way that we could do this. It may be better. What we can do is we take this, forget about the bind. We'll grab this name, click here, and we'll just do on click, true false. Oh, give it back there. Control. Hit this. Set visibility. If it is, if not, we'll just do the opposite and we'll just collapse it. So it hides. So now, that does not work because of the bind, maybe? Yeah, we're shooting in the dark here. Oh, because it's binded in here. Where did I bind that? Password checkbox. Password checkbox. Check. Remove. And we'll just delete that. We want this to be there we go. So now if I type in king, leave everything else the same. Then we'll find one. It should come up red when it finds it. And then from there we can actually start setting up the next widget that I want to pop in. So when we click on this widget, it didn't. Cool. And I think that's because I did not change this here to get text. So now if it equals blank, so it should be going true, right? Oh, if this doesn't equal, then we'll go false. So we need a not bool. Just so it does it backwards. So if that is empty, then it will go true. Or sorry, if it's not, yeah, if it's not empty, it will go true. And if it's empty, it will go false. Leaving it without the not does the opposite. So if it's empty and this has something in it, then it will be false because they don't match up. You know, it sounds good in my head, but we'll see what it actually does. King, great, go over, find. And it's red. So now when I click on it, I can't join. But if we stop this, start back up, just to make sure everything's working, and if I pop open another thing so it actually lit up, it's green, I click on it, and it should join. And it did. See you. Okay, so all this is actually working now. So what we need to do is, for one, oh, I think that's Twitch making the noise every single time someone joins. So if I look over, it says welcome to the chat. So maybe that's what's getting me. But anyways, so we have all this working, we have it creating, we have it adding, but now what we want is to create another custom event inside of the main widget. So when we click on this button, it calls back to here, and then we can do all the code in here instead of having it so we have to go into this other widget to do code in there. We're just going to use it as just like a I'm not quite sure. We're just going to transfer all information. This is just going to hold it. So then when we actually get in and it shows the server name, we click on it, it just feeds all the information back to an event that we're going to create another widget that's actually going to kind of look like um, Rust, how it has like the name, server details, how many people are playing. We're going to have how long the server's been up, and then password, so we can actually put in the password. So what we're going to do is we need a reference in here. So this is just our widget. So in here we actually have to set a reference. So we'll create a variable. We'll set that to here. Then we want to click those two, go back to the main widget, refresh this. And this gives us our reference. So we just want to do self. So now anything that's inside of here, we can get inside of this widget. So now if I do a custom event, join server, we're going to compile that, and then in here, instead of we're doing the join, and then we're going to have to set that through as well, because we're going to need that information. But what we'll do is we'll take this back to the lobby. We're going to pull that through because we're going to need it. And then we are actually going to go back to here. We're going to pull in we're going to change this to a ref underscore lobby widget. And if I'd actually put it right, so that's going to be our reference. And then we're going to do just join server. So now this is actually that function being called in this widget. And every single time we create a new widget, it's going to have all the information for each server. So everyone that hosts is going to have their own widget here with their own information in it. And that's just going to pass it back to the main. Back to here. We're going to go back and we're going to set this information. Now we're no longer doing this. And we're going to do that. And actually, you know what? We're going to set a bool in here too, because we want that as well. Okay, so let's just do a quick check. We're gonna quickly promote this. I'm gonna change this to. Oh, get out of here. Has password. If it has true, we're gonna do nothing. False, we'll just join for now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop open another widget, and then if well, we're gonna do that anyways. So then in the other widget, it's gonna call another event if it has a password. If it doesn't, then we'll just call it join again, and then it'll just join. But we'll have to get text and so on and so forth from there once we get a password going. Um, and our ref disappeared from in here. Why? Oh, because I named it again. Refresh, reconnect, and by all rights, if I just push play, we should still have everything working. So, King, game, the map doesn't matter at the moment, 69 players, and we're going to have no password. So we go here, it should pop up with the name, green, 69 players, and then whatever ping. There we go. Then if I click it, we'll join in. So everything is working exactly how it should. Beautiful. I do have a Discord, but I haven't created one for like this game that I'm making at the moment. But I can do that at some point. But thanks for jumping in. I appreciate it. Okay, so going back, everything's working. So the next thing that we should do is we got everything working here other than the map name because we only have the one map at the moment. But we could set that. No, we're not going to do anything with that right now. We could actually just fully collapse it because that'll be in a later date. So now if I push play, it should just not be there. Beautiful. Okay, so let's work on when we click on it, it creates another widget that I actually already have created. Um, so we don't have to sit here and recreate it. Is and here's what it's going to look like. So we have the server name, server description, players online. We'll put the ping probably right here, and then the password. If it has a password, it'll show up right there. So now in here, we're going to do nothing at the moment because what we want is So we're not going to do any code in here because what I would like to do is just have it so when we click the button, it creates a server and it populates it with all the information. But we're already doing all that code in this widget here, and we're just using these as just information transfers pretty much. What we're gonna do is on the button click join. Instead of joining and checking for the password, we're still gonna check for the password, but we're just gonna do another create server or create widget. And the one that we're gonna do, I can get closed, is our new server information. Refresh. So we don't need that check here at the moment. What it will do is it will create one right off the hop. And actually, instead of creating one, what we could do is actually take this and put it in here. So we'll click here, find the vertical. So we're right here. So then if I compile that, it doesn't find it. Why? We'll save everything. You know, one of these days it might work. When in doubt, just pull it in. Okay, I'm going to throw this onto the screen for 1 second. We'll just drag that right in there. So I just dropped that right here, but I kind of want that to fill this whole area. So we'll do fill. So it just overlaps everything. So you can still kind of see it, but then what we're going to do is set it, and we're going to set it as collapsed, and then we're going to go into the graph. So we're not creating the widget anymore. And is this going to work how I want it to? I believe so. Because we'll still be calling everything from in here, but we'll just be setting everything instead of feeding the information in. We'll just set it. But if I do it the other way, where it creates it, then I could have it that once it finds a server, you click on it, and it would cover the whole entire screen with it right in the dead center, instead of just being on the one side. I kind of like that plan a little bit better. And then we can just do the exact same things that we were doing. We can change this to server info, because really that's all that that button's going to be doing. So this button, nope, not that button. Get rid of that one. This button here, once we click on it, all it's doing is transferring information to the lobby widget. Just make sure it changed over here, and it did. We could even pass this through, but I don't see a point in it. It just looks messy. Alright, let's continue this. Let's go back to here. We're going to actually remove this because I think it filling the whole screen would be better. I don't know what you guys think, but I think once you click the button, if it fills the whole screen with the server information, then have a button to go back, wouldn't be that bad. Maybe a button to connect, button to go back to main menu. Or maybe create this to be a button, so if you click outside of it, it just goes back. That is not actually a bad plan. Wrap this in a button. Okay. Padding, we want 0 padding. We want it to fill the screen. And we want the background to be see-through. Promote this. Back to main menu. We'll call it. We'll go here. And we'll just do a... Can we do a... Oh. Destroy? Nope. Then we'll just do a collapse. So set visibility. We'll just do a hidden. I feel like I'm doing that wrong. So that should be the button click. And then we should be getting self. And then destroy. Or destroy. We can't destroy ourselves, so we have to set the visibility of ourselves to hidden. And I guess a real quick way to test that is to just do it. So that's going to create one, and that should add it. I don't know if we have to do add to viewport. Let's not add it and see what happens. So we create the server, we find the server, wait 20 minutes. We got it. We click, and it crashes. Nice. It's always a good thing. So why would it crash? let's just see if it was a mistake or if it was actually something I did. Probably something I did. Click, create, find. What are we saying? Is he gonna crash? I think it is. No, perfect. Didn't do anything. It's even better. So, I think we do have to add it to viewport. That makes sense. Because over here, we're creating the widget, but then we're adding it to this scroll box. And yes, we have the animations when it's searching, but we don't have it set up at the moment. Okay, create a server created. And for some reason, we have two servers that created. But, there we go. But when we click off to the side, it doesn't do anything. So, that's the issue. But, we got it to show up. So, now, let me just look at something. So I think in here, oh, we're not even doing anything on it. Oh, because it crashed. We don't even have that button there anymore. That's why it wasn't working. It makes sense. Okay, so we're going to put a button back here again. We're going to get rid of any padding it has. We're going to make it fill, oh, 0 padding. We're going to make it fill the whole screen. And it would be good if I was doing it in the right thing. Set that back up to be in the middle. Button, padding 0, fill the screen, background, opacity, gone. So then that button's there. On click, we want on click, we're just going to collapse. And we're going to do self. Already has self in it, but just to be safe. So now, when we do this, host a game on this side, find one on this side. Then we go in here, I click on the side, it collapses. Click, collapse, click, so on and so forth. We get it. It works. So now, what we want though is when we click on it, for it to populate with all the same information. Description we do not have yet in here, so we need to add a section for the description of the server. We'll do that in a second here. But what we are going to do is go back to here, make sure everything is promoted to variable. We're going to start setting stuff, just like we did over here. reset everything. Actually, just gonna steal those. Save like 0.6 of a second. So server name. Go here, promote. And we're just gonna do server name. I do lots of copy and pasting. And expose on spawn, instant editable. So actually, I'm not going to go back and forth, back and forth. We're just going to do it all at once. Okay. I don't know why. Oh, because it's going to say server details, and then under here, where it says server details, it's actually going to be all the details. But we're going to go to here. We're going to copy the text that's inside here, because we want it to still say players online, and then how many. So what we will do is go into here, promote. I'll just make it that. Now we got to grab it. Make sure that we're setting it. Then we are going to go back and actually set this up real quick, just so we can actually see and make sure that it is working. So back in here, we have to refresh. Oh, it's already, everything's there. So I think what we're going to do actually is pass the information through and then back through here. Let's pull this up here. So we're going to pass information, all the information. Or what we could do is just grab it again, but we got to remember that if we grabbed it from right here, it'd be incorrect because this is going through a force loop. So every time it goes through, it's grabbing the server's name, all information, and then it's sending it through the one widget. That widget's storing it all. And then when you click on that widget, it's bringing us back into here to create the actual information about the server. So if I just stole the information from here, it actually would not give me the correct information because it would just be the last server that it found the information, it would be stored here. So if we had 10 servers, the last one that it found, the information would be updating instead of whatever one we clicked on. So the best way for us to do that would be to just, let's do this quick, just to give us the pins. What we're going to do still is that would give us our text for the players, but then what we want to do here is for the players is a format. Format text. And because we're already splitting it into the players and max players, again getting the text, what we want to do now is to keep this text in the front still. And I'm pretty sure that we can just do, we'll do that. So it gives it a little bit of space. We'll put a space in there. We'll just put players. So it should start with players online. Now we're going to go here. We're going to do players. Now we need the server name. Then we should add owning player. We should add that to everything. But, you know what? Let's just leave it for right now. It works. And then from there, we're going to call another event that's actually going to join. So we do need that information still in there. But what we will do is steal that variable, copy, paste, save it, go back, refresh, and we'll just throw that in there. Because we're going to need it for the join in a couple minutes here. And then we still need our ref in here, so I'll steal that as well. And that's still going to be to our lobby server. Because we're doing all the code still in here. And this is just so then we don't have to jump back and forth. We are doing a lot of jumping back and forth right now, but at least when we go to troubleshoot down the road a couple months from now or go to change something, all the code is right here. Instead of being like, okay, the code goes here, then we gotta jump into this one here, then look, there's no code here. All we're doing is just passing on everything. So for the server name, we'll grab the server name. We're not doing ping at the moment. Well, we will add that. And there. So now, if we play this by all rights, it should just work. So I'll create a server, refresh, and as soon as we wait 20 years, it'll show up. We get the server, we click, the server name, players online 1, and then we just don't have all the information. Cool, so that works. So now let's do the password side of it. So we got the password here that we have to set the visibility for. So what we'll do here is we'll bring it out. Set visibility. And we need another variable in here. Because we need a branch to see if it has a password or doesn't have one when the widget was created. We'll just steal it from here real quick. We'll expose on spawn and instant editable. So if it has one, then we'll do visible. If it doesn't have one, then we'll just collapse it so you can't see it. Okay, then we will just do a quick test. Create a server. Wait 20 years. It should show up. Green. There's no password. We'll set up a little lock symbol. Then we have no password down below. So now we'll redo that again. I'll click. I'll set a password as king. Server name will be fun game. I will do 69 players just to make sure everything's working and click. So we're in. That's everything's working. We'll find and give it a minute. Only thing that sucks is how long it takes to actually find the servers. So it's red. So it does have a password. We click on it and it did not show up. And the reason it did not show up is because down here we did not set it up. We did not connect that has a password. So now if we try that all over again, we'll just put king, create it. Nope, create. Now we'll find it. One of these years. Click on it. Now we have password. So now we can type in here. But if I type in king right now, it won't do anything because we have not set that up yet. So we haven't find the password if it has one or not. So now what we need to do is make another custom event. And we're going to call that join server. Okay. Now what we need the server information. We're going to need to do a check. And the other thing we have to make sure that we pass through here, because when we click here, we are technically getting all the server information through here, so we could pull out of here and actually get the password and everything. Because we're not even setting that through yet. We could just do that, but let's just pass the password through, just for the hell of it. So we'll go into here, add new variable, password. It's going to be string. Let's do that. Make it easier. Pull that into here. Copy. We need that in here as well. So we're going to be using it. And then let's go back to it crashed, that's why. This should be server info. Hang on. For some reason it thinks that we already have that. Okay. So here we want to add that password. Then we didn't make it instant editable, or we didn't compile. Nope, we didn't make it instant editable and suppose and spawn. That needs to be in here. And then all that's doing is just getting the information and just transferring it through. Now we could, just down here, where we're doing the join, we could get the session and then get the external settings, then get if it has a password and do all this there. But I kind of just try to do bare minimum code, like try and keep it that everything happens in one spot, so then when I go to debug it in about a month or so, after not touching this for a couple months, I can actually just look at it and just quickly go through. Now the next big thing is going to be comments. Just 1,000 comments on this. so let's get back to it. So we'll refresh this. That'll give us our password. Our password can come through. We'll just kind of snake it through there. We could set it, but there's no real point because we're setting it in here. And then from there, it comes out. Refresh this. Actually, nope. We need to go in here and do the same thing. Okay, we'll refresh. Not find, refresh. And then we will connect this back here. So, we're setting the server name, password, so on and so forth, the player count, everything here. It's going through. We're joining to the server. When we find it, we're looking for what server it is. It's filtering through. If it doesn't, create it. It finds it, it sets the server information. We're getting all the information from the server that we set up here. And then from there, we are putting it into the server list. From the server list, when we click on what server we want to play, it's popping up the information of that server. So we can see more about it if we want to join or not. Or if it has a password, then it will force us to put in a password before it will let us join. So now in the join here, if it has a password, because there's two different ways that we can do it. We can do, no, we want to do all the code here. So we need to send the password through. We have has password, and then we don't need any of the other information. We just need the password. And we're going to need another one that will be, we'll connect that back through. I know I do things kind of silly. We have the password, and then password input. No, we don't want to call it that. We want to call it, so we have the password, confirm password. So we'll go here. If it doesn't have a password, we'll just join to the server with no issues. If it has a password, we're going to do the password equals the confirm password, so what we typed in. And if that's true, then we'll join. Actually, I don't know why I just made another one. If that's true, then we'll join. So if it doesn't have a password, we can just join. If it has a password, then we're checking the two fields to see if they're correct. If they are correct, then we'll join. And the reason that this works is because we're setting the password here. When we find all the servers, we're getting all the server information, and then we're setting it all, and then we're setting it into each widget. So every single widget is holding its information, the password, the server, how many players, all that information's in each one. So the password is stored inside that widget. And then we're transferring it through, and then in. So now, in this widget here, we need to get a reference. We just gotta grab this from our reference, to join server. Password, we're just gonna hook into the password. And then we need to go here, get this text box, make sure it's promoted, pull it in, get text. Then we're going to get the text from it and see if it actually equals to the actual text. But we're doing that all the code in the main widget. Then we need to, does it have a password? And we just need to transfer all the information about that. And this needs to happen when we click a button to join. So we need a join button. We're going to throw it in here. Button. We need a text for it. And we're going to call it join game. Okay. So we'll promote that so we can actually see it in our graph. We'll go in. And we want on button click. So now we will be able to join the server. As long as I hooked everything up right. I'm pretty sure I did. We're going to try the password first because obviously that's what we're working on. We're going to do king, all capitals, and then we will create a server. We're in, we can move, fun. Let's find it. Okay, server has a password. We're going to paste it, king, and then join. And we're in. It worked. But we're going to do the exact same thing over again. Create one, put a password in, create the server, move over to here, but we're going to put in the wrong password. And then we're going to put in the password no caps to see what it does. So here we go. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Join. So maybe we should have a message pop up. Wrong password or something. This won't let us join. So let's do king, not capitals. And that didn't work either. But if we put in king, it joins. So it's case sensitive and everything, so that's kind of cool. Didn't have to do anything extra. It just pretty much just makes sure they're 100% the same. So the server list information. Join session, password check. Then find session, add information to server name for the server list. Okay, good enough for right now. And then we have our password show hide. Password show hide. Okay, not actually looking that bad at the moment. Other than I gotta build it and actually see if it works. So let's quickly do that. New file. Builds. We will build that in there. Alright, then let's go back here. Oh, we failed. Nice. Unknown reason. Even better. Okay, let's try it again. Even better. Okay, let's quickly close it down. Close everything down that I have in the background. Go back into here. And we're just going to delete, delete, delete. Just to see. Be nice if it'd give me like a reason why it couldn't build instead of unknown. Unknown error. Even better. So we're definitely winning. Okay, so how do we find out an error that there is no error or unknown error? It's an interesting one. But I guess we can just continue with the widgets. Let me go back into the editor because it got changed. Actually, I'm going to make coffee. I will be back in a minute. And I'm back. I'm back. Okay, let's get this animation set up. We are hiding it from right here. And we want this name. That's all collapsed under here. No, it's not. It's under this here. Visible. Let's just see what happens when we push play if it's there. No, it's not. But that's there. So text visibility is visible. We need to go down here, set that to visible. Now when we push play, it will just show up. And of course not. Because in here, I probably have it set to hidden. So when it's looking for the server, it'll actually say something. And I really think if I throw that, I can't throw it under there. Let's grab the border. Set visibility. That's not what I wanted. Hey everyone, I see that there's 3 people that's watching. I don't know if I count for myself because I have myself open. But welcome to the stream. If you want to throw your name in or say hi, I can say hi back to you. So as soon as we click find server, we want that to show up, and we want looking for servers to show up. And after it's finished, we want to do the totally opposite. So as soon as we start adding them, or we could do it when it's completed finding all the servers, we could have them disappear. Add them. Keep hearing dings, but when I go searching for it, nothing's there. Okay, so after it's finished finding it, then we will collapse. Sometimes when you hide stuff, it makes it just weird shapes because it's like fully removing it. So I will close this, go back to here, go here, 2 players, server, backs, and it pops out. Create a game, and here we'll search for a game. So I'm gonna have this button that will start this whole situation. So when it first shows up, it'll just be blank. There. So if we had multiple servers, it would keep on circling until it gets the full list. I don't know if that'd be good or if I should just have it that once it finds a server, it should stop. There could be like a bug that just keeps on going, but it could not find a server, if that makes any sense. And we have an overlay issue now, because I can't click on it. Fun. So let's go back to, so collapse, let's do hidden. So that's like deleting it. Create a server, find a server. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if Streamlabs is correct, but 4 people. And we still have the same issue. So let's go back to see what I messed up. Yeah, there we go. We can hover over, we can click join, and we're in. Beautiful. So now let's see. Right now, this is hidden. Let's go down to the text here. We're going to do the same thing, hidden. So now when we push play, nothing should be there. If we do search, then we need set visibility. Set visibility. We want to do the exact same thing to the floating squares. And then after it completes going through all the servers, we want to hide them again. So we create a server, we find a server. Then we can join the server. And we gotta fix that collision again. Let's try that again. We'll create a server, find a server, join a server, and we still have collision issues. And physics is going to be the hard part to try and replicate. Doesn't matter how you drop it, it just sometimes doesn't line up. That's not too bad. Anyways, enough playing around with that. Let's get this stuff fixed up and a little bit better. Okay, so the issues that I don't like, let's quickly comment this. Host server. Okay. So that's good. This could be an issue. I guess it all depends if I want it to find all the servers first or not. But anyways, it's good enough for the moment. Let's add some buttons up here for host game, quit, stuff like that. Okay, so we're gonna name this host server text. Post. Host. And here, we'll change the text to that. Host server. Then on button click, promote that to a variable so we can use it. On button click, we're going to find this right here. Not that one, this one. We're going to set its visibility. So we're going to set this to collapsed at the moment. And then right here, set to visibility. To visible. And then we'll set up some type of collapse after. So now when we push play, it's just one big server list. So as soon as we join, it'll just be instant all the servers that we can join. So host. So when I click host game, it actually popped up the menu. I should have actually showed you that. If anyone's even watching. Yeah. So host game pops open the side, and then we can set everything. 69 king password 1234, and we're gonna create a server. We've created it. We got a server up and running. So now here we need on start. We need to do this. Look for servers. So as soon as you join the game, it just instantly populates. Found it. One of 69 players. Join. Let's just click join. Nothing happens. We should have a message or something that pops up. Maybe down at the bottom here. Password's incorrect. 1234. Join. Should say password worked. And then we're in. So that is working perfect. Other than we can't build the project for some weird reason that I will have to figure out. It could be because all my graphics card and everything's being used up from streaming, and Unreal just doesn't know what to do with it. That's what I'm assuming. Windows, package, yes. Oh, I cleared it, but it was the exact same thing. Package, yes, show. Auto tool, exit with code 6. What is code 6? Online subsystem. Advanced sessions. So is it online? Doesn't contain online subsystem mod, but listening. I think that's going to be the issue. But we have everything in the project. Anyways, that's something I'll figure out later. Okay. That's that. That's that. I guess we need one now for, we'll just take this, find it, all the information inside of it, the pictures, so on and so forth. No, we don't want to copy that one. We want to copy the first one. Welcome to the stream, I'm assuming. Copy, and we'll paste it. This will be, oh, Control Z. If that was correct. I will paste it here, and then I need to grab a beautiful spacer. Paste, grab the spacer, put it between here so we got space. And then here, this server is for testing. This server is for testing purposes. So we should have maybe this box be underneath still. So that could be a lot more. Or we could resize it maybe. But I think what we'd want to do is maybe put it in like a scroll box. Not quite sure there. But let's see what happens. I'm going to change this here. Lobby in here, server details. And then in here, we're going to promote this. It's already promoted. Drag this in. Set the text. Promote. Server details. Welcome to the stream. At this moment, I'm not really looking to help anyone out with their work. Not trying to be rude or anything. It's just I'm learning at the same time. But if you want to try and explain what's going on, I can try and help you through it. But no promises. It's a learning process. It's a rinse and repeat. You try your code, doesn't work, go back through, try it again. But I don't mind trying to help out where I can. Okay, so we got the text here. We need to send this through all the servers. So we're going to come back up here, add another pin, and I'm just going to copy and paste that. Oh, of course. Go back here, grab the server detail. We're going to grab our server details, and then from here, we got to grab this. Do the exact same thing. Oh, closed it. Copy paste. So now whatever's in the server details box, server name. Why did I grab server name? So that's what it's called, server name for some reason. Let's change that so it doesn't mix us up. Change that here. Why is it locked? It's kind of interesting. Oh, because I hit the lock button. Okay, so now we got that changed, so that we got the information going into the server. So now we gotta grab the information. Let's expand this.
Stop being so noisy, motherfucker.
Yeah. Details, copy paste this. We're gonna get the exact same stuff. So if it doesn't find the details, we don't want it to fail creating the server. We want it to continue. If it can't find a server name, we want it to fail. If it doesn't find a password, we want it to continue. So we're getting the server details. Now we need in here to actually grab the server information as well. We'll just duplicate. So we got to go back and refresh. And then we can grab our server details and put them in. Kind of looks silly, but whatever. It works. Then from here, we need to add another string because we got to transfer all this information all the way through everything. Now we need, this is the final destination for it. We'll go into server information. We already have that, but we're going to change it to a string. Do we even care? We can just convert it. We will refresh. It's not showing up because we didn't expose on spawn and instant editable. I know I said set it, but did it backwards, but it doesn't matter. Refresh. It'll convert. We're just trying to keep stuff looking kind of decent. Okay, and then that will set in there. So by all rights, this should work. Host a game, blah blah blah. Okay, go over, find. Now when I click on this, it should have populated text here. But it did not. So, what we need to figure out is, in here, the text that we're setting, are we actually getting anything? And the main thing is, are we getting the text properly? It's one of the things we do not know. So, we'll grab a print string. We'll bring a print string all the way over here. And see what it does. Host game. Fun map. Woohoo! Go into here. So I did see fun map pop up here. So it is getting it. So we're just not passing it through. And I think the issue is I didn't connect something. Grab this pool. Come on. I'm pretty sure. Come on. Get up there. Okay. So the information right there. That's where it's not plugged in. So that's why we're not getting it. The server information. Okay. So now we'll try this again. Host a server. We get the name, players, so on and so forth. We're not going to set a password. And we will find. And sometime this year, we found it, we click on it, and then we have the servers for testing purposes. So that is the details correctly. The game name's there, the player's online, and then if we click join, I'm able to join. Able to pick up items. Everything works. Cool. So it is a bit of a job passing the information through another widget to another widget, but at least debugging the code is fairly simple because all the code's in the main widget. So if it's in the main widget, you just gotta quickly just run through and see what's going wrong. Just like debugging, just quickly go in, you see something that's not connected, you're like, oh, there we go. So all you're doing is just transferring all the information. Okay, so we have that working. The only thing that I would like to do is on event, event, event construct. So it's like begin play, but for widgets. I want it to do it right off the hop. Look for servers. So as soon as we join, it'll start looking. And hopefully, it'll actually find it. So maybe what we should do is if it hasn't found any servers after X amount of time, then have it do a loop back. So then instead of hitting the refresh to find it, it will just loop back through. I think that's the plan. That would be kind of a little bit nicer. So what we will do is do a find on fail. We will we'll just make a custom event. We'll call it refresh server browser. So on fail, so if it searches through and it hasn't found anything, then it will refresh it. And nope. Why? Refresh. Doesn't like that. Why? Because it's an infinite loop, probably. Okay. So maybe put a delay in. It's still an infinite loop, but maybe a couple second delay will make it happy. So I didn't find any servers. So if I go here, create, maybe. But it didn't go back through the whole process again. Did it? So we'll create a server on complete, so it completed and hid everything. We could get we could get this. Can we get the what could we do? Length. Get player length message. No. So really, I guess it doesn't really matter about refreshing. It just kind of matters if on false, it just hides everything. Nope hides everything, so then at least